few months ago I bought this Bambu Lab 3D printer, and here's a list of 5 things I do like and 5 things I don't like about it from a noob perspective. Hello and welcome to the first video on this channel. I am new to 3D printing and I would like to share with you my journey to learning how to 3D design for 3D printing and how I tackle the challenges that come along with it. I will be sharing here my personal projects, some cool prints from other creators, and also my views and opinions on the 3D printing world. In this video I want to talk about 5 things I do like and 5 things I don't like about the Bambu Lab A1. I have never had a 3D printer, nor have I ever 3D designed anything before buying this machine, so this list is from a perspective of a complete noob. Let's start from the negative so we can later finish on a positive note. First thing I don't like about the Bambu Lab A1 is the bad adhesion on the texture plate and the cool plate. Whenever I print something bigger, there's always this warping that's happening and I cannot figure it out how to fix this. The only thing that seems to be working is using a brim, but then there's a lot of post-processing that you need to do and the prints don't look that nice. Right now I kind of fixed it by using this plate, which is a cool plate I got from AliExpress, and I really like it, but sometimes I want to use a plate that has the texture to implement the texture in my prints, and that is a problem then. If you have any solutions, please share them in the comments below. Next thing is the camera on the machine. I do like that it has a camera, but it only works for checking if the print is still going or if there's a problem. It has only 1 FPS and it's a literal slideshow when you try to monitor it from the app. It's good to have it in general, but other than for checking if the print is still going, it's not useful at all. Even for time lapses, it doesn't let in that much light and the image is just crap. I don't like it. It would be super nice if Bambu Lab lets you implement new camera or like an upgrade, but right now that's not happening. One of my future projects would be to add a separate camera in place of this one with some kind of USB module, but we'll see how it goes. Next thing is the power loss recovery. So this printer has an option if there's a power shortage or, for example, by accident you turn off the power on the printer, been there, then the printer remembers where it stopped, and after you power it on, it will resume from the layer that it stopped to. The only problem is that it will repeat the same layer again, and because of that there will be a layer shift in the prints. I know in some cases you can work around it, but to me if this happens it's basically a failed print. Next thing on my list is the print plate alignment. It is always a problem for me to put back the plate correctly on the bed on the first try. The strong magnets on the bed and the lack of any guide rails on the side to guide how the plate should go makes it super annoying. And the notches at the back that are supposed to kind of hold the plate in place, they are not really working. I don't really like it. This should have a better system for that. The last thing on my list is the filament waste and printing time when printing in multicolor. I really like the idea of multicolor 3D print, but some models take ridiculously long time to print due to the multiple color changes. And because of each color change, a lot of waste is created that in many cases surpasses the amount of filament used for the model. I know this might be a nitpick and there's really no better solution currently, at least not the budget one, to have multicolor prints. I guess the only solution currently is to have models designed that they can be printed separately and then put back together to have as little waste as possible. So these were the 5 things I don't like about the A1. Let's go to 5 things I do like. What I really like about Bambu Lab A1 is the ease of use. Before buying this printer, I've done some research into which 3D printer I should buy, and a lot of opinions were pointing to Bambu Lab A1 because of the ease of use. So I was kind of expecting it to be easy to use for complete beginners, but I was surprised how easy it was anyway. Even some of my first 3D designs that I printed with completely default settings came out perfectly. There was nothing I had to set. I only needed to export the model from my 3D design software, put it in Bambu Slicer, click print, and that was it. It was super easy. The next thing I really like about the A1 is the print quality. So far I'm really happy with how all the models turn out on this printer. I was really not expecting that a 3D print can look like a real product out of the shelf. This quality is just great. You can see here some of the models that I've printed and how good they turned out. I really love it. The next thing I really like is the multicolor system. Some people think that the multicolor printing is a gimmick, but I really like it. Not only because you can print up to 4 colors in the case of A1, but also because it has the auto refill function. This is especially useful when you have just a little bit of filament left from some big print and now you have nothing to do with it and normally you would need to throw away. But with the AMS you can set it up that it will start with the little filament left, and when it finishes it will switch to another filament roll that you have in the IMS. Next thing I really like is the reliability of the machine. Only once I had a print fail and it was due to my own mistake. Basically what I did is instead of putting the model flat on the print plate in the slicer, I put it like on an angle. And there was too little area for the print to stick to the plate. Because of that, it moved and there was a bunch of spaghetti, but that happened only once and that was totally my fault. Every single print that I started, that I ran overnight in the morning was just done, finished, no issues. Sometimes I even start the print when I'm not at home, and when I just come back, it's done, finished, and I have never had any issues. So the last thing on this list is the looks. I really like how the 3D printer look. I know this is a subjective view, but to me this is the best looking bed slinger out there right now. The only other bed slinger that I did really like the looks of when I was looking to buy a 3D printer was the Ender 3v3 from Creality. But that one didn't have the option of multicolor printing at the time. So that was my list. If you own the same printer, let me know in the comments if you agree with the list. If you own a different printer, let me know what you like about the printer that you own. Overall, I really like the Bambu Lab A1. It was a blast using it and learning how to 3D design models. You can check some of my designs and download them for free from Maker World, Thingiverse, Printables, Cults, or Thanks. I am still learning and have a bunch of ideas for new projects, so if you don't want to miss them, be sure to subscribe. For now, thanks for watching and see you next time.